All right, so GGG is responding again here to kind of the negative feedback, and it looks like this is an update post. Yesterday, we said we'd be checking to see if there are any outliers in the area clear times during the campaign. Now that we've done the first pass of our assessment, we can talk about some of the changes we're planning to improve things. Our focus this time is on Act 3 areas, since this act is summer. Overall, longer completion time. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I'd say when people talk about maps feeling big, very often the example they use is Act 3. Looks like they have gone through all of the areas here, so let's see what they have to say. This area had a very large dead end, and this is the Drowned City. Very large dead end that was intended to contain an entrance to an area that was temporarily cut to ship early access. Unfortunately, it means in the live version, this leads to an inaccessible door with no checkpoint. Yeah, that makes sense, because there's one that's kind of like bottom, and you go around, it's like a dead end, and it looks like there's something there, but there's nothing there. We're removing that part of the level and that part that leads up to it, which will reduce the overall size of the area quite a bit. But more importantly, prevent the frustrating situation where you can go the wrong way and have to backtrack. Okay, so that's Drowned City. That's their opinion on Drowned City. Moving on to Utso. This is one of the more annoying ones. This area is exactly the same problem as Drowned City, and we're doing exactly the same fix. But in addition, it has a second dead end where the entrance for the treasure vault is located in the present version of this area. We've removed that dead end as well. Okay, so they're cutting out a lot of like these areas that just don't do anything, basically, which they're shrinking. They're kind of funneling you in the correct direction instead. Apex of Filth. This one is highly annoying, in my opinion. This area is shaped like a large spiral. Yep, you go clockwise, which was originally done because the boss arena had to be a center to maintain continuity with the past version. We are breaking that continuity to make the area smaller, which will make the area better overall. So they're just straight up shrinking the size of it. They're breaking their spiral. They're just going to shrink it. They're straight up shrinking Apex of Filth. Okay, so that's a W in my opinion. Aztec Bog. Yep, this one's very annoying. This area is a large square. There's extremely high variance in how long it takes to find the boss. True, dude. Because the location of that boss is highly variable. We have changed this area to be more rectangular with the boss at the other end from where you start, which means you can get to the boss more quickly. So you just straight shot it, basically, without needing to explore the entire area. Oh, thank God. This one's highly annoying as well. Okay, so this one's small. Dead ends removed. This one's straight smaller. This one's a straight shot now. Infested Barrens. This area primarily trips people up because it requires you to find a waypoint to the waterways. That's actually true. Every single time that I've done this, I normally find the waterways last, now that I think about it. Before you can continue on the Chimera Wetlands if you want to come back easily. Yeah, I normally teleport to the bog and then walk back out the door and then find the water. That happens almost every time to me. We're modifying the area to have a bottleneck requiring you to go past the entrance to the waterways near the start, meaning that there are less things you need to try to find this area. So they're funneling you to the waypoints so that way it saves you time, basically, in the long run. That's what they're doing for that one. Jungle Ruins. This area they're actually going through all of them. This area had a problem where it's often hard to identify the exit to the infested barrens from far enough. We have made the entrance more clear and moved the checkpoint further so you are more likely to see it. This area has also been made slightly smaller. Okay. All right. So I feel like the Jungle Ruins, I don't really know if I had much of a problem with Jungle Ruins as much as like sometimes it takes me a while to find the waypoint, the one with the corpse there. I don't know if Jungle Ruins was too big of an issue for me, but I mean, still they're shrinking it. Chimera Wetlands. This area has random variations to put the entrance to the Temple Keras very far away from the entrance. This is actually true. It can be like sometimes straight up, or it could be like kind of up, and then you have to go around, like do this like hook to the one side, and then you go up. Here, we're moving these two entrances closer together. Okay, so they're just making it like, again, simpler. Machinery. This area takes extra time due to searching for soul cores. We've added an extra soul core, so they're just adding in. You can find another one easier, but they're otherwise not changing it. The Sanctum. This area suffers from the same problem as Machinery. We've added an extra soul core to this area. Okay, so it's just their solution to these is just you don't have to play, fucking hide and go seek quite as much with these here. General changes. We've noticed that a common issue is doing a side area and then coming back to the main area. Finding that has been made reset. We're making you need to clear the second time. True. We have a more permanent solution in mind for this issue, but it's temporary improvement. We've increased the timeout areas with side areas. This should reduce how often you run into this issue. These changes should be deployed within the next few days. Of course, we'll continue to monitor things further if things are needed. Interesting. So they are actually, you know, they're actually saying that these do need to be addressed. And it looks like Act 3 in particular is the one that they designated as the, you know, offender here. And that is correct. Act 3 is actually the one. So this is a pretty good, I mean, this is like a little bit surprising. They went through every single one of these. I kind of thought if they were going to address this, maybe they touch like Exile, maybe they touch like Apex of Filth. The fact that they actually went through the bog, because this one is goddamn annoying, I'm going to be honest. Like, that's actually like decently surprising. They even went through like Infested Barrens, Jungle Ruins, Wetland. Yeah, they went through all of them. So they're straight up addressing this. Okay, so Act 3 is not going to be quite as annoying or quite as long. Let me know what you think about that one. There's their response to it. And I see that they didn't talk about Act 2 or Act 1 or anything. So, I mean, I only thought it was Act 3. Personally, I'd seen people complain about some of the other ones. For me, it was Act 3 was the problem. So I'm glad to see that this actually was the focus, because I think this was the primary offender personally. So this was one of the larger complaints I've seen from people at the moment. So that's about it. All right.